So this is the end. Again, it came as a surprise. Spring interphase, 1918. Checked some things. The Austrian morale just shot down basically through number bad die rolls. Like I've been saying, this can happen. French played the Masaryk committees, recognizing Bohemia's independence. And the monarchy collapsed on an 8 or more. The emperor abdicates. Otherwise, some attempt to try to maintain a fighting effort as a democracy would have gone on. But as it stood, the new emperor abdicated. Austria-Hungary collapsed into pretty much what happened historically. Romania got Transylvania. Serbia became Yugoslavia. Czechoslovakia gets formed. Russia got Galicia, which is a little different. And I don't know what. Italy. Italy got its claims. Trieste and Istria. Again, more or less the historical, except for the Galician territories, which wouldn't happen because Russia was already out of the war when the surrender occurred. I'm at the position where I'm trying to see how Germany can possibly defend their southern border. And the game allows for Germany to make an unconditional surrender that's less harsh than the surrender if they try to fight it out. I can't see too much value in trying to push a Russian offensive or defending against the French offensive when Italy and Serbia and England can all come marching up through Austria. So I think it's over at this point. We get the let me see what the victory works out as. So it's considered a major victory, which without communism doesn't reduce it. So chances are actually that this is less of a painful solution than the historical one. Without communism in place, without perhaps the harsher conditions that were applied. It's going to be harsh anyway. So I don't know. It's hard to tell where Germany is going to stand because they're definitely going to lose Alsace-Lorraine. And they're definitely going to lose the Polish corridor. Well, maybe not. There's no reason for a Poland to happen. So it's actually possible that this might be considered less of an offensive treaty. Well, I don't know what to say. I've said most of what I think about the game. Big points, positive, negative. Well, the big positive, I love the level of detail for something this strategic. WIF kind of manages it as World in Flames kind of manages it as well. I like it better here for some reason. There's some things about World in Flames that never made me happy. But then again, there's things in this that are probably more miserable. Naval battles suck. I have never seen Russia fall. To me, the half dozen or so times I've played it, you'd think, given Russia's supposed weakness, they would fall. The manpower losses, especially early on. Maybe I'm playing wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I missed something. But the armies are never as big as they are in the later scenarios. Naval battles, wow, they just suck. And I still think they're a pretty kick-ass strategy for the Germans. Whether or not they want to go as heavily into them as I do, hard to tell. It seems like the economic cost pays for itself. in terms of the amount of damage you do to England. U-boats kind of taper off towards the end, as we see here. They're having trouble keeping them alive against all those escorts. I know there's more. The level of detail might be more than is necessary. But, you know, so for example, the air battles, they seem a little too detailed. Even the land battles are a little detailed, but for a World War I game, the problem is nothing's happening on the board. So you got to make something kind of exciting happen inside the combat system. So I think that's kind of cool. Technology is another big weird thing. Technology, I got to the end of my technology stack. I cleared all the counters off because everything was known by 1918. Well, the game can go on further than that, and I feel like there should be some sort of chance of increasing the amount of learning, etc., that's going on. The combined doctrine, it was just starting at the end of the war, and we didn't even get into it in this one. But in the 18 offensives, that's when it came out. And that's really the heart of the Blitzkrieg, was the lessons were learned early in that. So I'm not sure what it should be. Certainly physical technical improvements. How much is there? Probably some air improvements to the air modifiers, which would allow the kind of jumps that happened before, because the game's gotten to the point where everybody's planes are just their values. That's okay, but, you know. I guess that's about it. Anyway, I think it's a great game, even if it has huge flaws. I'm seriously thinking about playing a different, much smaller World War I game as a follow-up. Definitely going to have something else on here. Right now my internet seems to be dead, so I don't know when I'm going to get any recordings up to you guys. All right, cheers, and I'd give this one a try if you ever get a chance.